Hello again. I guess we're doing a bit of a double header today, if you notice the dates. In any case, this is a Beaujolais Nouveau. Now, we're a little bit late for a Beaujolais Nouveau, but given the year we've had and the logistics we had to deal with, I hope you'll forgive us for that. We're still in the sort of late fall. It's still the same year, so I think we're okay. This is by Jean-Paul Brun. It's a Beaujolais Nouveau 2020, Jean-Paul Brun, Beaujolais, l'ancien vieille vigne. I will talk about all this. Jean-Paul Brun is really one of the iconic producers of Beaujolais, not because of his reputation, not because of the prices, not because of the size, but because he's just one of those geeky winemakers, if you want, for wine geeks. He knows what he's doing. He sticks to his profession. He's been doing this for 50 years. When he started in the late 70s, he bought more and more vineyards along the way. He's focused, for example, he does everything in his what he calls sustainable organic way, not because he's trying to stick to a label or a particular definition or certification, but because he wants to have the best possible expression of the grape and the wine. He doesn't believe in carbonic maceration. He doesn't believe in chaptalization. He doesn't add any sulfur until the end, at the bottling time, just a little bit. So he's got his own way of doing things, and he's been recognized for the quality of his wines, and the prices are just incredibly reasonable. He does make crus in the northern part of Beaujolais. That he has a Morgon, and he has others that I've had. He also makes a Beaujolais, a regular Beaujolais that has a vintage on it, and he makes the Beaujolais Nouveau that we're going to taste. Now, the Beaujolais and the Beaujolais Nouveau, it's really the same grapes, the same vineyards, not to be too confusing, but the Beaujolais Nouveau is made with the grapes he harvests earliest. So the ones that are ready earliest, he takes them because he wants to make the Nouveau. He harvests them, makes the wine, ages for a few weeks, more than most, but still in time to be out by the end of November, and then you've got the Beaujolais Nouveau. They're all, by the way, they're all old vines, as it says here. We're talking 35, 40-year-old vines, so it's nothing really super young. The Beaujolais, the regular Beaujolais is a few dollars more expensive. It's the later harvest, and it's aged until May, May, June. So it's a few more months of aging until it comes out early the following year. Anyway, this is a typical Beaujolais Nouveau from a color point of view, dark, but very, very, very purple. I mean, this is purple. There's no red in it. There's no brown. It's purple liquid. Now, you can maybe recognize that having had Beaujolais Nouveau or Gamay in the past. And so this is perfectly according to type. Of course, I opened the bottle a few days ago. It's been very nice to enjoy it. Put it in the fridge for a little bit. Just gives you this added enjoyment, so you can have it, any time of the day. It's 12.5%, so again, not super alcoholic, but it doesn't need any help from an alcoholic point of view, like some of the Beaujolais that was being made early this century, where they were adding sugar and chaptalized, because they just couldn't get to the alcohol levels. The color is typical Gamay. It's got that sort of herby, maybe a little bit sort of gamey, anyway, but not necessarily gamey, sort of that kind of, I don't want to say it, almost a little bit of a chemical, soap. And again, not to say it's bad, but it's got that typical Gamay thing, which is different than when you smell some of the other grapes. It's sort of flat, from that point of view, so it's flat and direct, meaning there's no layers and layers, but you know what you're getting, and it's got its own level of enjoyability that doesn't have to compare to a Burgundy or in the mouth. And the palate is a lot more fruit. You taste grapes. And it's kind of an interesting mix of this sort of sharp but attractive nose that sort of, say, wow, this is going to be fun. And the mouth is really fruit. It's not very long, but it's really grape fruit. It's grape. It's not cherry. It's not blueberry. It's really grape. And it's basically very straightforward, straight to the point, very enjoyable. This is not expensive wine, but this is at the top end of the Beaujolais Nouveau. But I think it's really well worth it. In Beaujolais Nouveau, the point is not to go and buy the cheapest bottle, it's to buy the best quality bottle, knowing full well that they're all going to be very, very reasonable because they're designed to be. Anyway, cheers, and we'll see you in a few days.